Welcome back, Shimboners. Big news out of the last few hours revolving around our beloved North Melbourne Footy Club. We're going to start with that, and then, of course, we're going to review another comprehensive win for the girls, defeating the Brisbane Lions on the weekend. But to help me break it all down, of course, the Big Chief as usual. Chief, how are we?
Pretty good. A bit shocked about the news coming out. It's only rumour, but a couple of notable journalists have put their name to it, so there must be something there.
Yeah, so for those who might not yet be up to speed, there's talks that Jy Simpkin's unhappy with his current role and the midfield minutes he's getting, and that he is potentially gauging interest from other clubs, which is shocking, and it really shocked me. It's not a great look from your captain, and we'll delve into it, a little bit more. But what are your first thoughts, Chieftain?
Yeah, well, he's fallen out of the starting midfield, and he's finally got a role on the wing, which I've been calling for. And I thought he did really well on the wing, and I think the club did, because he stormed home in the BNF to finish top 5. But I suppose he's a natural winger, mid. Wants to be in the centre bounce area, right around the pill, and he's behind LDU, and he's behind Harry, and he's probably behind George.
Well, not probably, he is.
Yeah, well, George doesn't play enough. That's why there's a probably there.
And he's going to be behind Foss. He's going to be behind Colby.
Yes, so they're coming up under, and we've seen Powell have to have the same thing. He's been moved out, so it's obviously a bit of pill, but as a captain, like you rightfully said, he should be doing what's best for the team, and his form was good on the wing. Okay, I can see it high half forward, he didn't really excel at that role, but I think I've always thought he'd be a good winger, and the last 5 or 6 weeks he proved it. So he should be happy with that. He should be happy that it's probably gone past him a bit, or there's others who are better, because when he was winning his SIDS, clearly he was the best, because LDU was younger and a bit inconsistent. Jack had been moved out of there, Zeeble. He'd been moved to the forward or back line, or wherever they wanted to plug a hole with him. Who else was there? Everyone else was...
Well, Kangas had his health battles.
Had his health battles, yeah. So he was the number 1 mid for a while, and he played that Indigenous All-Star game and won the medal as the number 1 mid in that team. But it's not a real team, is it? I mean, it's more an offensive, All-Star type game, isn't it? And you can't argue that he's not in our best starting midfield. But he's good on the wing. So he's got as a captain...
We can argue that he's not in our best starting midfield.
No, I'm saying he's not in it.
Oh, right, okay.
He's arguing that he is in it, or he wants more time. Well, I'm thinking, well, no, you've fallen out. And he can still roll through there, but he'd primarily be on the wing.
Yeah, well, I'll have some stronger thoughts when more comes to light, but it's a horrific look, and the optics of it are terrible. I'm very similar to you, and it reflected in our votes in our award, that when he went to the wing, I was really impressed with him, time and space. I don't think he's in our midfield mix, as I've mentioned the names before. But it's just really, it's caught me off guard, it's caught me by surprise, and it's really angering and frustrating, because we've heard time and time again from Jy and the other leaders that we're just desperate to be better and to win. Well, and you've as a captain of the footy club, you should be sacrificing your intentions to play midfield to do what's best for the team. Now, his form was better on the wing, and it's where we needed to plug a hole as well. So we were saying during the reviews when we got to Jy that we might have found our long-term winger because of how well he did there, and he's got the tank, he's got the Jy step for the one-on-ones, and it's just not reflective of what a captain should do. And I said this to you off-air just before we started recording, but obviously, he hasn't requested a trade or anything. There's just murmurings around, and
well, it's more than murmuring. So what we know is Jake Nile, who writes for The Age, and Mitch Cleary,
and Xander Maguire,
Chief of Football for 7, Xander Maguire for 9. He's for 7 as well, isn't he? Are reporting that he's asked for more midfield minutes, and his manager David Trotter, an ex-top 10 pick for North, is maybe sounding out some opposition clubs.
Yeah, so...
Because he would get more midfield minutes in some.
Yeah, well, just a few I can think of off the top of my head. Obviously, West Coast.
Yep, Harley, come over.
Richmond, Essendon, with all the crisis they've got there. Potentially Melbourne if Petrarca leaves. I'm sure there's a couple others. Adelaide, they're always searching for midfielders. So It's an interesting one, but the point I was trying to get to before is that even if he does return back to the club, I'm of the position that he can't be captain in 2026. You can't be sending out that messaging to the playing group and then come back to lead that group, I feel. So I think one way or another we'll have a new skipper in 2026. What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, if he's driving a push to move through his manager, just not because he doesn't love the club, but for well, let's call it selfish reasons. He wants more. He wants to be in the guts. Then that's not good enough from the captain. But it's nowhere near Zach Merritt levels.
No,
nowhere near it. So we're not saying that. And I love Jy. I reckon he's fantastic. I think he's done a really good job as captain and as a senior player through these last bloody 6 years. And we're saying to come up, and I just can't get over it. I think he just needs to be not worry about his own game so much because he's already getting paid well. So it's not a money thing. It's more a pride thing, I suppose. I want to be in the midfield and I want to lead from there. Well, I think he can do just a good job leading from the wing.
Yeah, and you see competition-wide, the midfielders are getting bigger and stronger, and he's that 180 centimetre, probably 75 to 85 kilos. It's a bit outdated as well.
Yeah, 183 I think he is. Yeah. He's a little bit taller.
Well, I was going approximate heights, but I'm with you. It's not at the point of Zach Merritt where there's almost no return. Like, he'd come back. My standpoint is, though, that I don't think he'd be captain and come back. And it's, you mentioned that Trotter obviously sounding it out. He wouldn't be doing that without his client's advice. So
exactly.
There's obviously a lot of unrest from Jy.
Yeah, and it's obviously not for the money. I think he's contracted for another couple of years.
I think it's
800 odd.
It's till the end of 2029.
Yeah, so fair way. Anyway,
but
I'm not happy because we've been a club that haven't had this since bloody Suki Mama's boy wanted out.
But yeah, if you look at the last...
We haven't had this for a long time. And we just laugh at what's happening with Essendon at the moment, where everyone wants out.
The last 6 or 7 years, we've lost JHF and Mackay, and that's about it I can think of that were players that we actually wanted to retain.
Yeah, I don't think we wanted to retain Mackay too much. Yeah, there's a big JHF we did, but he was a young Suki Mama's boy.
Oh, well, that had already been done by the time he got drafted, let me tell you.
It'll be... I mean, we're getting a long way ahead of ourselves, but if he does find a home that he wants, that's Brady better grow some big kahunas and drive a very hard bargain.
Well, it's last chance saloon for Brady for me. I've had a guffle.
And that, it also comes back to the fact he's been pushed out of the midfield, rightfully so, because there's been growth that's come over him. But once again, we've got too many midfielders, so we're having to play him out of position, Tommy Powell out of position. I mean, Parker probably had more midfield minutes than Jy, without looking at the stats.
Bigger body.
Yeah.
That's my point before.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. Like, I love Jy. I've enjoyed watching him. I think he's led the club well, particularly off-field driving standards. You know, he's had to be the face of a shitstorm through this rebuild. So, I don't want him to leave. And I've been disappointed with some of the responses online of people cheering that he wants to go and all that sort of stuff. I think, this bloke's a shin-boner. He's epitomised that throughout. But, yeah, obviously, with the news today, it's not ideal, but I don't think we should be celebrating that he wants to go.
No, I love all our boys in blue and white, and it's very hard when we have to rate them. And fortunately, every year we have to say goodbye to probably half a dozen at least. But I don't want to say goodbye to him.
No, neither do I. And I think if he does have to go, then we him and pick 20 to Essendon for Nate Caddy. Thanks very much, Brady. Get that done, and I'll be your number one fan.
Okay, we'll move on to more joyous notes.
Yeah, let's talk about the AFLW. How fantastic, again, going up against the reigning premiers. We are the reigning premiers, going up against last year's opponent in the grand final. I was a little bit more...
Hang on, we've broken another record. We're the first team to win the grand final rematch as premiers. First team ever. Another record for us. What are we up to? 19? How many wins in a row we have? 17, 19 undefeated. Just breaking records all over the place. The reigning, defending, undefeated, undisputed, multiple record-breaking champion Kangas girls.
They are, and I was a little bit more cautious heading into the game, thinking it was a bit Fair danger game. You were very confident going in, and you were ultimately proven right.
20 to 30, I said. And 29?
Yeah, but it was different to the grand final, sort of entering the fourth quarter in the grand final. The game was still in the balance. We didn't have it sewn up. But entering the last quarter this year, in our game on the weekend, it was all over.
Yeah.
The girls they've gone to another level. It's scaring the crap out of the opposition teams. Everywhere in the media is saying it's unfair, they're in a league of their own. Well, bad luck.
Yeah.
Get better.
Exactly.
Get on our level. It's not our fault that we're obviously the training standards through the roof and all our players are improving.
Yeah, they're all committed to staying. And they might stay on a bit less coin. No doubt some of them do.
Exactly. And we mentioned this while we're watching the game last week, but you don't hear this same commentary from Geelong, in the AFL men's competition when they've made about 15 prelims in 20 years.
Well, they talk about the culture and the training lifestyle they got down there. Well, that's what good clubs are about, building the culture. Yeah. And I think our men's program has got good culture as well. That's why I was so shocked with this Jy thing. But the women's is unmatched, isn't it? They just all want to be there. They all sign up. Well, why wouldn't you? You want to win? You want to win premierships.
Yeah.
It just happens. Just turn up Saturday and win. Or Sunday at 3 o'clock.
And there was, you could see from Brisbane that a little bit in that game plan was to try and get some dirty hits, I suppose. Like there was
unsettle us. It was high pressure.
Yeah.
They came to try and be enforced upon us, the physicality, but we can cop that. That doesn't worry our girls.
No, like there was a hit on Tripodi, there was a hit on Carney, obviously the Tess Craven hit as well, and I love how the girls weren't overly phased about it. They're like, well, we'll let our footy do the talking and we'll win our 17th in a row. Thanks very much.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought there was some high pressure. I thought early on in the first quarter we had a couple of fumbles from some of our players, which is unusual, but that was probably the pressure and the implied pressure. I mean, Brisbane started pretty well, didn't they? The one thing that worries me about Brisbane is their speed, and we saw Hodder have a really good game, but I'll give Croc and the girls 5 votes for everyone for that team defence. Even there was a couple of times Hodder broke through free and then had to wait because we're obviously set up that well behind the ball that she had nowhere to go.
Well, how good's
and
the
that
system?
happened 3 or 4 times. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The system and the Croc implements it and the other coaches, but the girls have to be out there doing it as well. And you notice Brisbane quite often coming out of defence went wide, and then the eyes were dying to come back in the corridor. They couldn't do it. And we've only got 16 on the ground, same size ground as men. So we're actually they're really working hard and getting to the right spots to plug the holes. That then forced Brisbane to go back out the other side. And it's just so slow ballment. And our girls just all zone across. So the zone, the press, whatever you want to call it, is just elite. They can't. And Brisbane are a good team. They haven't got that many hack kicks. They're all fairly skillful, one of the more skillful sides. Not up to our level, but still skillful. And it was windy as well, wasn't it? But I just think our zone, it's very hard to break down.
Well,
the only time it really broke down was when they would kick it, and because the ball's a bit smaller, it seems to bounce on weird angles even more than the men's, doesn't it?
Mm.
So, sometimes we're in the right position, just a bad bounce allowed them to get there. And just going on to Randall, how good's she? Because we set that zone up, we have a loose behind, and she's quite often contesting against 2 when we come forward. And she either marks it or brings it to ground. I can't remember her getting outmarked.
No, she's fantastic at that, and
that's
bringing the
unheralded
ball to ground for the Bellarettis and Co of the world, and fantastic game. Someone in that first quarter who I thought really set the tone for us, probably goes a bit unheralded at times, was Mia King. Just her contest work, she was really clean at ground level as well when Brisbane were really bringing that frontal pressure and able to extract out to the users, and her ball use as well sometimes can come under question, but I thought on the weekend very, very clean from Mia. But just to touch back on your point about the system as well, it's impenetrable and it's every single time. There's not someone that's half asleep that is at 5 seconds late to move across either, and not a lot of the women's teams utilise that thorough of a zone as we do, and just shows why we're miles ahead of the rest of the competition.
Yeah. That's why our percentage is through the roof as well, because teams really struggle to score against us because of that. They struggle for inside 50s, let alone scores. And then when it does go down there, we've got Libby Birds, Jazz Ferguson, etc.
Liza Shannon.
Yeah, just doing a great job.
Let's touch on the one negative to come out of the game. Taylor Gatt, unfortunately, hurt her ankle, and they haven't got a timeline, but it seems like she's going to miss a lot of the rest of the season. But hopefully can get that ankle back right for finals.
Yeah, she always starts well too. I think she had a tackle again this week, an early tackle. It got us a shot at goal, or it was an inside our 50. She got a tackle, and just, one of the quickest players we've got, and one of the quickest in the league. So we will miss her, but we've got depth. AGM, do you reckon, comes in?
Yeah, we'll replace a speedster on a wing with another speedster, potentially.
Yeah, so let's hope she gets back for finals, fit and healthy. Another note I've got, like Jazzy had some just electric quick hands to release Riddell. I think it was coming out of our back line where she barely had possession of the ball and got a handball. It wasn't a throw or a tap, just really quick grab in the contest and elite hands. Just a little bit of thunder down here in Tassie. Thunder and lightning.
I'm sure the listeners could probably hear that.
They probably could. Anyway, just elite. It's so quick. It was very good. And another note I've got was Craven kick out. Remember that? The dart. And then did Blah Blah run onto it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, with absolute pace. And then a good pass. And I think we got a coast-to-coast goal. Out of that.
And Craven, just for that big hit she got from Dakota Davis and getting straight back up, and she's tough as nails, Tess Craven.
She is. Well, we know that from the Port Adelaide game last year in the prelim.
When she went back with the fight when the game was all over Red Rover.
It was all over after about 15 minutes of the first quarter. But yeah, you still got to commit the whole time. That was fantastic. Right, we roll into the most prestigious award in all of the AFLW, the Carney.
Yes, so very similar votes from us this week, from 5 to 2. We've got all the same, so we'll go through and have a bit more of an in-depth conversation about their games. We both gave 5 votes to Mia King, who had a fantastic game, as I mentioned a little bit before. What did you like about her game?
Well, you covered it before. I thought, consistency. I thought she was consistent because I write down my notes at halftime as to who's the best player, and I had her clearly the best at halftime, and I still had her the best at full time. I thought just she was a real 4-quarter player, right in the coal face. She was our best midfielder. Obviously, to be the best on the ground, she has to be the best midfielder, but I just thought she was really good, and our midfield just complement each other. Like a couple of weeks, was it last week? It was Ruby. Ash is there every week, and unlucky not to get to 5 most weeks. She's probably unlucky again this week, to be honest. But I thought Mia was clearly the best, and her inside to outside work was good. She could drive out of the contests on occasion, use the ball well. She took a bounce at one stage as well, I think, from memory. She's been good all year, but this was by far her best game. Yeah,
so she had 32 disposals and 10 tackles. So monster game on both sides of the ball for her.
She does the defensive work as well as getting the ball. She will do the defensive work, which is fantastic.
Yeah, and that's an underrated part of her and Ruby's game. They often sacrifice some of their offense, particularly at stoppage, just playing the more defensive role so your Garners and your Adels can have a bit of offensive license, I suppose, to go ball hunting a little bit more. So big tick to her to get 32 and the 10 tackles as well. You gave 4 votes and I gave 3 votes to this next woman who had 15 disposals, kicked a goal. She was massive in that first half, and that was Kate Shearlaw.
Yeah, and that's when the game was at its hottest in the first half. I think she really set up our win with her work forward of the ball, just bringing it to ground or marking it. A couple of really good kicks which set up shots at goal. Just really good after a bit of a quieter week the week before, I think. Just magic. I mean, it's a hard position to play, that centre-half forward type role, and she did it really well.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, it's a hard role to play, and it's a hard role to be consistent in. She had a couple of leaner weeks, I suppose, the last fortnight, but only the one goal, but I don't care about that.
No,
It was the influence that she had at centre half forward, taking marks and getting good looks deep inside 50. You gave 3 votes and I gave 4 votes to Ash Riddell. Very unlucky. She had 34 disposals and 5 tackles. Just poor game from Ash. Where's the 40?
Well, she's dropping off. She started with mid-40s, didn't she? Now what's she down to? 36 or something?
34.
Yeah, okay.
But
she's no, we're only joking, obviously. She's a fantastic and the most consistent player. And she's leading the AFL coaches, I believe, which is good. And when you think who's taking votes off her, like Jazzy and Ruby, Mia,
Emma Carney.
Yeah, just lots of people to take votes off her.
Yeah. No, she was fantastic, and just her ability to find the ball and be calm, composed, and make the right decision. It's amazing that she got overlooked in drafts because she's an absolute star. And
I think it's funny.
Well, yeah, they want to carry on.
Well, not for her, because she missed out on 2 years of playing AFLW, I suppose, but it was great for us, and she's just a mainstay. And another one who stayed loyal, because Sydney came after with the Harbour Bridge.
Yeah, Scotty Gowans.
Throwing in the Opera House as well for her, but she said, no, I'm just going to win some silverware at the Kangas.
Yeah, and another point, when they were carrying on about how good we are is, we poached these players off these teams. Well, they had the opportunity to draft Ash and they didn't, so maybe they should look at their own 4 walls.
Yeah, exactly.
2 votes we both gave to the breakout star of the year, Blaheen Bogue. Another just electrifying performance from her. 11 disposals and 3 goals, and she's just been such a revelation this year.
Yeah, and plays that forward role where you can drift in and out. I didn't even have her close to the votes at half time, but she came storming home and just a real difference maker. How good. And again, he's got her out of Ireland. She didn't play a game last year, just tore it away playing
scratch matches.
And now look at her go. Just fantastic. She's a real X factor.
She is. And another goal assist. I think she's right up there in terms of goal assists competition wide. So
and set shot goal kicking, like drop punts. You didn't even do the round the corner Irish way, or Stevie J if you like. Drop punts straight through the middle. Fantastic. And windy game up there, windy day. I mean, we saw the GOAT have a horrendous shot for goal. I don't know what was going on there. I'm blaming the ankle. Yeah, I must quite be right.
I'm blaming the footy, because she's too talented for that. It must have been flat or something. I don't know.
You're allowed one in your career, I suppose.
My 1 vote I gave to Talia Randall. We mentioned her a little bit before, but she kicked the 2 goals. But it's her work around the contest, never getting outmarked. Her forward pressure is pretty good as well, and she's just so important to this side and the way that we can play one behind the ball because of what she can do in terms of impacting contests. So it is hard sometimes to try not to make it a midfielder's medal, but I thought she definitely deserved recognition this week for her performance.
I agree, and I've already touched on how the fact that she can go up against 2 opponents allows us to set up our defence how we want to set it up. And bring the ball to ground contest. And we also force them wide, if you notice that. Whenever they clean the ball up, it's always to a pocket, which helps our zone set up again to pin them in on that wing. That flank. Well, I gave my one to probably the woman who sets up the defence, Livy Birch. I've got no doubt, it's hard to tell on TV, but I've got no doubt that she's one of the leaders down there, pointing and directing where to go. She took a fantastic defensive mark right on the goal line, but you couldn't. We had to rely on the commentators to get it right because the camera work is horrendous.
Week in, week out.
And that's horrific. They're the ones that we think, against you got your Davisons down there, your Smiths. They're quite tall and strong, but Libby cleaned up. And I thought she's really good. Like, it's just added to another layer to our team.
I reckon if, as we stand right now, she'd be top 2 in our BNF.
Libby.
There you go.
Yeah.
She's just had another fantastic season. Has been such a great recruit. I want to touch on a couple of players because it's hard to. It's the opposite of sometimes in the men we have to sort of stretch to get to 5. Here it's like Survivor.
So many good players miss out.
Someone who I'm a massive fan of, and you know this, and
Yep.
I really wanted to get her in, but she unfortunately missed, but I thought she was influential, is Jenna Bruton. 9 disposals and 2 goals, but her ball use and decision making is as good as there is in the AFLW. She's just a
Yep.
clever footballer, a bit undersized, but just makes smart decisions, tough as, and
Yep.
really enjoyed her game yet again.
Yes, you got anyone else? You have a lot. I'll go. Jazzy Garner was pretty unlucky. What did she have? A lazy
25,
25,
goal,
kicked a goal. Yeah.
9 tackles.
9 tackles,
Yeah.
yeah, just
Jazzy tax.
a massive Jazzy tax, but unlucky. I thought Ruby was pretty good. First half, she probably dropped off a bit in the second.
She had 11 tackles. There you go.
Yeah. Tripodi.
Yeah.
Yeah, and had a jumper pulled a lot, you could see on the vision. Her and Mia King, every time they were running out of a stoppage, the full stretch was on the jumper and no free kick.
Yeah.
This is before they got the ball, was
I
what
know.
I'm saying.
There was a lot missed, let me tell you, and a lot of charity given to Brisbane in terms of free kicks to tighten up the scoreboard a little bit. The last player I want to put a bit of a focus on was Ailey Sheeran.
Yeah,
Again,
I
she's been so good. 17 disposals, 6 tackles, and just penetrating left foot, has the ability to burst, and another great acquisition.
Yeah, I had her at half-time third in the top 5, but yeah, it was very hard. I can't believe she couldn't get in. But anyway,
Well,
we don't like it to be a midfielder's medal. We like to look at the whole ground, and there's different roles. So we've mentioned it every pod pretty much. We don't look at the stats until after we do our tips. We just do it on the eye.
that's why Jazzy.
That's why
when I saw the stats, I thought, oh dear.
Yeah,
But, you know.
she can sneak up on you on the stats. But a very good player.
Right, let's have a look at the top 5 in the Emma Carney Player of the Year award. For any new listeners, last year Jazzy took home the award. In 5th place, we've got a tie on 13 votes between Kate Shearlaw and Libby Birch. In 4th place, me King on 14. In 3rd place, Ruby Tripodi on 16. In 2nd place, Jazzy Garner on 20. And our leader at the moment on 37 votes is Ash Riddell.
Yep, well deserved.
Very well deserved. So it'll be an interesting game this upcoming week. We play on a Saturday against Carlton, who are sitting 3rd, I think, and have been risers in the AFLW this season. I must admit I don't watch a lot of games that aren't involving us, although I did sit down and watch Sydney and Collingwood this week, which was good to see Collingwood get over the line. And we're the last undefeated team in the comp, which is brilliant. But
Yeah, we're 4 points and 150% on top. So we've got a fair buffer.
yeah, just a little bit. But yeah, good to see that the other undefeated sides lose, so we get that clear gap. But Carlton beat Brisbane a couple of weeks ago, so it'll be an interesting game to see how we match up against them. We played them last year from memory in that week where there was 2 games in the one week. I think we played them on a Wednesday night at Icon Park.
Yeah, I think we did. We rested a couple.
And we belted them. I think we won by about 10 goals, which was pretty common last year. And
Yeah, I don't know how much movement they've had. They got a father-daughter, McKay.
Yeah, she's out, I think.
Oh,
So-
is she? Well, they got 2. One's the captain, the other one's the new recruit.
I think it's the... I don't know.
It doesn't matter. But yeah, well, I don't really know who they've got into the club other than her. But I'm expecting 30 plus. There you go. There's my tip.
Yeah.
30 plus. I don't know what the weather will do. If it's a horrible day, it might bring them a bit closer or bring the scoring down a bit. But normally in the wet weather, the cream rises even higher to the top.
Yeah.
Those with skills. So I don't expect us to be troubled by them.
No, and the W version of the Good Friday game as well for a great cause, which will be a great day at Arden Street, Chief.
Yes, it will. All right. Is that about us? You got a
Well, I
little
just
bit
wanted
more?
to... Yeah, I've got a listener question here that I want to get to. But before I do that, I just want to take the opportunity to thank everyone who takes the time out of their day to leave a positive comment for us. It makes us feel good, and
We read them all and we appreciate them all.
exactly. There's especially when you're a bit flat sometimes, I'll send you the head
gets
wobble
me
going.
out. Yeah.
But please subscribe on YouTube. Help us out a little bit. Doesn't cost anything. Really appreciate it. There's a question here relating to our last pod that I want to answer before we go. From Matthew Cooper, who says, what do you guys feel go to George, Stevens and Robbie Hanson Jr., who are all out of contract at the end of the next year, need to do to keep that list spot. You could even throw Archer in that discussion. So we'll go through each one. So Josh Goda, well, his main goal is to try and get on the park because we know he's got the talent.
And he's still 22, but as we saw with Eddie Ford and history shows, you probably only get 4 years to make an impact. And he's been ruined, by at least 2 years.
Yeah.
If not 3. So, just get on the park and show us what you're capable of. Show us why you drafted you. And we've got a spot for him. There is a spot there waiting for a 190 centimetre, can run, kick long, intercept, be a hybrid, play on the third tall, quick enough to play on a shorter player. But I haven't got the stats in front of me. What's he played? Half a dozen odd games?
Yeah,
not many.
More than that.
Yeah, so it's a big year for him, but we still have high hopes. But as we saw with Eddie Ford and countless others, if he has another year like this one where he's just injured all the time, they might cut him.
Yeah, and pretty much copy and paste that answer for Braden George as well, my man, the sausage.
Yeah, he's a year younger, isn't he, into his journey, but hasn't had a good look at it even at VFL level because of just bad injuries. Well, again, copy and paste. We've got high hopes for him, and I just hope he gets a good run at it because they've got the talent. I mean, you mentioned last pod that he was probably a top 10 talent in his draft, and he slid because of he got injured in his draft year. And I just hope he gets a run at it. So he's probably still only got 1 more year. He wouldn't want a bad injury. He'd want to get a clean run at it and show us what he's capable of.
Yeah, I think with Goda and George, we know they have the talent. It's just whether they can get opportunity to show it will be the big question in 2026.
Yes.
Who was next? River Stevens. Well, he's in a lot of trouble, I think. He's going to have to have a massive year.
Yeah, he's got to... I mean, we went through last pod. What have we got? Seven small forwards?
Yep.
And he's probably ranked 7th at the moment, but it is only his first year.
I don't want to put a cross through.
No, neither do I, but it's the tough decision's going to have to be made, and we're not going to carry that many forward. We might not even carry that many forward into next year because some might be cut.
Yeah.
But even if we cut 2, there's still going to be 5, and he's got to probably get into the... We probably only need 3, maybe 4 at max of that type. And obviously we brought Spargo in. There's another... Or I think we counted him in the 7. So, big year for him. Like, it's just so cutthroat. You might only get 2 years to show something.
Yeah, and what he has to do is he has to go to work at his forward pressure, bring something that the others can't, knock the door down, similar to sort of Geordie Payne.
Yep.
Kick some goals in the 2s. And, he's going to be the victim of having a surplus of small forwards that he's going to have to do a lot to get an opportunity to show that he deserves to stay on the list.
Yeah, he's just going to have to, like you said, knock the door down on the VFL. That's where he'll start. He needs to kick bags of goals, all 2s and 3s, do all the defensive stuff, all the team structure stuff. Then maybe wait for someone to get injured or poor form, and they make the swap.
Yep.
But if he gets injured himself, it just makes it so tough, as we've discussed with Goda and Sausage, George.
And the last one, Robbie Hanson Jr., well, he's got to get to the gym. He's got to get a little bit bigger.
He can't lose his speed.
No.
But he's
a defensive liability, really, isn't he? They
can brush him off too easy.
Yeah,
they can break his tackles too easily. He's got 1 year left. He's contracted. I mean, can he be higher up the ground than a wing half forward? That'll be interesting, but that's probably where I'd play him in the VFL. He'll start in the VFL as well.
Yeah, well, if anything comes...
He'll have to break the door down.
If anything comes of the Simpkin situation, I mean, there's a role that he can try and make his own, because that Jy's playing similar, isn't he? On the wing. And
but Jy can mark the ball.
I know, but I'm saying that I'm not saying the same player, but I'm saying that position will be up for grabs.
Yeah.
To try and crack into the 22 and play that sort of wing role.
If I'm forecasting, I'm not seeing him getting much of a go next year.
No.
Depending on what happens and how our list looks.
Well, yeah, to make a forecast now for both of them, I think Hanson Jr. will play under 3 games at most, and I don't think River will get a go.
Yeah.
As much as it's sad, because there's obviously the emotional aspect of a father-son, and we hope they do well, but off present form and expectation. I think unfortunately he might not get a go.
Well, that's right. Well, I don't think River was going to get picked up by any other club, and Hansen Jr. was a mid-season draft pick. So obviously they've lots of talent scouts didn't rate them highly enough to take him in the draft. But I mean, River's still. Second year, it's so hard. Like coming into his second year next year, so I wouldn't write him off yet because you're basically writing off a 19, 20-year-old, and so there's a lot of growth that could happen, but he's going to have to make it happen.
He's got enough.
He's got to start the growth if you know what I mean.
Yes. Right before we let the boners go, thanks to our friends at SC Rings. Who have you got winning the prelims? And I forgot to mention off the top, you're jetting off on a holiday and just taking some more time off the pod.
Yeah, I'm giving Frog a crack. Frog's got some good feedback.
Hasn't he?
So he better not do too good a job while I'm away, or he might get back. But
Frog might be doing a Jy look for more midfield minutes.
He might go to another pod, you reckon, to try out. Maybe go after a bit more coin.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for some coin from this
I'm
pod.
still waiting for some bloody coin.
We're not here for the coin, we're here for the love of it.
No, we're here for the people.
The people's pod, yes. What was the question? Who wins the prelim?
Geelong and Hawthorn Friday night.
I think Geelong, but I could see Hawthorn winning it. He could make a case because when they get on a roll, but I think Geelong should be too good. And Collingwood, Brisbane, gee, that's tough. Probably Collingwood.
Yeah, they're going to be too belter of a game, and you'll have to find some sort of bar showing it, I suppose.
Yeah, no, there's lots of sports bars.
Yeah, you'll find a way.
And unfortunately, they'll probably be full of Collingwood ferals.
Yes. Well, I've got Geelong winning as well, but that's very much 50-50, and I hate both sides with a passion, so I lose either way. And then I've gone the upset on the Saturday night. I think Brisbane will get the chocolates.
Yeah, well,
I think
who would you like to win it? I don't want anyone to win it. If North can't win it, I don't want anyone to win the premiership. But if I had to pick, I'd probably pick Brisbane.
Yeah, so would I. Like, you always look at it. Obviously, you want North to win, as you mentioned, but then there's always sides when it gets to the final eight, like, I wouldn't really mind that much if the Giants won, or sort of thing. Or I'd prefer them to win than a Collingwood or a Hawthorns, so to speak.
Yeah.
But with the last four, Brisbane.
I don't even like saying Brisbane because I can remember their three-peat and they obviously won it last year. And then I remember John O'Brien sooking because, when Pollock and all those left Brisbane, we need help from the AFL. And guess what? They got it.
Yeah. And they're still coming.
And now look at them.
Who's the fellow this? Annabelle or something like that?
I've got my whole father-son, Northern Academies, NGA. I'd probably, because I'm going on holidays, I should have dropped it before, but we're too busy. It's going to be about 20 minutes, my rant on that. I'll give you a sneak preview, right? NGA should not be for sons of AFL footballers. And
He's preaching to the choir.
How can it be? It's meant to be for people from a background unfamiliar with football to bring them into the code, not to...
Like Isaac Heaney's the poster boy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because he would have played rugby. Not people whose dads played friggin' AFL football.
No. Like, look, let's get away from North. Let's make it Luke Hodges' son. Do you reckon he hasn't had a footy in his hand ever since he was born? And he's possible to be Brisbane NGA. Or Academy, sorry. And you got Dougie Cochran, Port Adelaide NGA. They haven't even...
Cooper Hodge would have ran through bloody 10 banners by the time he was 6.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, but anyway, that's a big rant and I'm not prepared for it because I've got to get my stats.
Yeah, you'd be a bit cartoomy about you.
It just annoys me. And every year, they just roll them out, Gold Coast and Brisbane, every year. This is the academies, just, top 10 picks they're going to get for... Even now they've tightened it up a bit. Still get a 10% discount.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't get any. It's ridiculous.
No, and if you're a father-son, hello Blakey, hello McCartney, you should not be part of a Northern Academy.
No, I could not agree more. All right, that's just about does us today, Shim Bonus. Thanks very much for your continued support. We'll be back soon to wrap up and review, no doubt, a big win against the Blues for the girls.
Yes, and... yes, no, wait. He's waiting. So drop the questions.
The silly season's about to
Silly
begin.
season's coming. If you've got anyone, there's lots of rumours out there. Like, I must stress, Jy is still a rumour, what we went off hard at the top about. So just yes, no, wait, and you and the Frog can run that for the next couple of weeks.
Oh,
And
can we?
I'll be listening.
Right.
I'll be listening on holiday to see what you think.
Righto, and for those out there, we haven't forgot about Hugh Jackson. We'll be talking about him next pod.
Okay.
But, I thought it was more important to talk about our skipper.
Well, I think he's a bit
delisted free agent from Port Adelaide.
Yeah, and yes, the listed free agents. The only thing I like about them, just quickly, is they are for free in trade capital, but they do take up a list spot, and we don't want list cloggers on it.
We've got plenty of them.
Right.
Righto.
Until then, I'm going on holiday, but all the while I'm away, I'll be going, Kangas!
Thanks, guys. Talk soon. Goes!
So join in the chorus and sing it one and all. Join in the chorus, North Melbourne's on the ball. Good old North Melbourne, they're champions, you'll agree. North Melbourne is the team that plays to win.